This is Andrew Rudy. Everybody, take a look. Beautiful baby boy. Andrew Rudy came into this world with all of the potential, all of the talent, all of the abilities that all of you came into the world with. His mom tells me that the day he was born was the happiest day of her life. This boy, good at lots of things, soccer, puzzles, great with animals, loves Christmas time. Not much different than a lot of you. There he is with his sister. This is Andrew Rudy. Somewhere along the way, Andrew Rudy lost the image in his mind's eye, that clear image that says, I'm special, I'm good at something, yes, I can. Somewhere along the way, labels were placed on Andrew Rudy. And I tell you his story because of this. It's a principle I want to teach you. Every life has a story. Every story has a lesson. And every lesson has the power to change the world. And Andrew's story has the lesson to literally rock this house and rock this world. Andrew Rudy, not too long ago, went to a school much like your schools, not too far away from here, hallways crowded with busy teachers and busy students getting from one class to the other. Not much different than any of you go to school every day. And the school year I'm going to talk about was a year where Andrew Rudy only went to school for 4 days. On day one, Andrew Rudy went into those doors of that school with hope in his heart. Maybe this year will be the year. Maybe this year will be the year that I'll have friends, that maybe I'll fit in. Maybe because I'm quiet, somebody will see past that and they'll see something good in me. And Andrew Rudy walked into his high school on day one with hope. You see, hope's like a bank account in our souls, isn't it? And sometimes it's filled up. It's our reserve. It's there, and it fuels us for everything we do. And sometimes people can literally grab into the bank account in your soul and rip out that which is good about you, that which fuels you for the day. Andrew Rudy on day one went into his school with that hope, his eyes high, standing straight. And somebody yelled from the back of the hall, "Hey, faggot!" Don't tell me you haven't heard that awful word in your schools. We use that word all the time, and we've got to obliterate it from our vocabulary because it hits people. Like Andrew Rudy, day one, called a name in school, and somehow that bank account in his soul is withdrawn from. The hope inside his heart is just one day less. Day two, Andrew Rudy goes to school, and he's seen in the lunchroom alone. Nobody sitting by him, nobody talking by him, nobody grabbing on to his life and his potential and saying, "Hey, I want you to be my friend." You see the quiet kids in your schools all the time, and some of you just let them wander right on by. Day three, witnesses report, and Andrew Rudy's mom and dad tell me, day three was an awful day for this young man who came into the world beautiful, smart, talented, full of potential. Witnesses say he was shoved in a locker in the hallway. Lockers are kind of small, so you can imagine a tall kid like Andrew Rudy, it hurt. And the kids laughed. Day four, Andrew Rudy goes to PE. Some of you like PE, think it's a great thing. Others of you don't like PE. See, PE is a funny place because the teacher can't be everywhere at all times. And apparently the teachers weren't looking when a group of athletes grabbed Andrew, shoved him to the ground, put their knees in his back, grabbed him by the back of his head, by his hair, and made him say things about himself that probably weren't even true. Come on, just say it, admit it. Admit it, come on, say it. And they pushed him through this episode over his threshold. Day four of Andrew Rudy. Andrew Rudy leaves school that day and comes home. He tells his mom and dad, "I'm tired. Go ahead and go to the game without me." On day four of Andrew Rudy's life story, Andrew Rudy's life experience with lessons to change the world, day four, Andrew Rudy is bankrupt in his heart and soul. Bank robberies of the heart. And he sends 2 emails. The first email is to somebody who had befriended him in years previous. Thanks for being my friend. I'll never, ever, ever forget it. Andrew Rudy. And then Andrew Rudy, not much different than many of you, from a school not much different than many of the schools that you go to, sent the last communication of his life. An email he typed out, very short. They say, rest in peace. I will. And Andrew Rudy took his own life. Somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's grandson, nobody's friend. And it's quiet in this arena. And I want to assert to you that what you are feeling is the loss of Andrew Rudy. What you are feeling is a resonation in your heart and soul that this happens in your schools. And if you don't think bullying in school is not directly linked to incidents of teen suicide, remember Andrew. Remember Andrew Rudy. Because he's proof that our words do have power. And how we ignore people has a power and an effect on people. And in your schools, there are kids like Andrew Rudy. Students, you see them. You know who they are. You share the bus with them. You share the hallways with them. You see them in the cafeteria. They're in your schools. Andrew's not just a one-time incident and one-time story. Teachers, Andrew Rudy is in your school. And it is your responsibility to find them, to lift them, to motivate them, and maybe to save their lives.